You are now listening to Nyeckro DJ Crobo. High sodium content. What's going on, guys? We're back after a long
little hiatus,
yeah.
if you will.
Fucking hiatus.
Life just happened and hit, and then
that's some real shit, though. Life is real, man.
It doesn't play around. I always say nobody's gonna hit harder than life, or nobody's gonna teach you a lesson harder than life.
Yeah, man.
Because life doesn't care. Life doesn't care.
Oh, it
You're like,
doesn't.
please. It's like slap. No. It's like get up, and you're like, but I got no legs, and I got this. You're like, it's like I don't care.
You got
Either
teeth.
you lay there,
What that
or you
mouth?
get up. That's it.
That's what life says. What that mouth do? Oh man. But yeah, we're back. Episode 2, long awaited. You know. And we're gonna start it a little bit different, man. You know, figure we do something into the weird and mysterious and stuff like that, because we're not just a podcast that sticks to one avenue. You know, we talk about everything: video games, movies, TV,
Yep.
politics.
Technically, we could probably tie this in with the first episode because it was about scary movies stuff and video or movies, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
and a lot of this theme comes up a lot in that. And I don't know about you, with your research into it. I was mostly looking on YouTube, but there's a lot of stuff associated like with the music industry, and then you got like witchcraft and stuff, and then like movies related to that where they're talking about the circle and all the different symbols and
Oh
things.
yeah,
So
it's a lot of
I,
shit. It's a lot of shit
yeah,
involved.
so I think this ties in, which is kind of crazy because we were talking what 2 days ago. I hit you up. I'm like, yo, the two projects,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you gave me a list, and this was one of them on there, and I'm just connecting it now. Like technically, we can tie it in with the first episode, even though we weren't even planning to do that. Like that
Yeah,
wasn't even a thing. So it's another cool and crazy thing about life. It'll
yeah,
do that too.
definitely.
Sometimes there's weird, crazy, ugly, evil, scary stuff, and then there's also weird, crazy, cool stuff. That's good. So
Of course.
we gotta be able to see both. That's also part of reality. Like, what is the maybe we could do a whole another topic on this, but like the Freemasons, they got the duality. They got a checkerboard that's black and white. They're always in that duality thing. So this is a part of duality of life. There's good and evil, light and dark. There's up, down, spiritual.
Left, right, BA,
Was
BA
that?
start. He said up
Was that?
down. He said up, down, up, down. He said left, right, BA start.
Sorry, guys. That's the gamers in us coming up. Oh, left down, right up. That's the free. I think that's the freeze in Twisted Metal.
Nah, man. Pop your neck for that, man. That's the Konami code. Y'all ain't know. Up, down, left, right, BA, BA.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Select.
see, that's too far. I'm not at your level. I'm going with Twisted Metal. It was the generic freeze. You shoot out in front of the fire.
All right. Anyway,
To the
so
lab again.
if you guys haven't noticed already, we're talking about the Faustian Cross. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's I'm not. I think it's one of a kind, right? It's only one in its existence. Oh my God, I couldn't get that out.
What?
Jeez.
All good. All good. We all have brain farts sometimes.
Is it just one?
Sometimes we fart out our ass. Honestly, I don't know because as I was telling you before we even started, so I figured I'll go to YouTube because YouTube usually there's mad people that do all types of topics. I typed in Faustian Cross, and everything that I saw, especially the top ones, kept showing me the Faustian deal. So
Right.
I figured, all right, you know what? Since I'm not seeing anything about the cross, maybe if I, maybe somewhere in these videos they're gonna talk about the Faustian cross, but they almost the Faustian bargain. That's what it was. So they kept bringing that up. There was one
But
short clip that I saw.
we should probably just tell the viewers like what that is anyway.
What that is. Yeah.
You know?
Okay. But there was one like short clip. You know how YouTube's got the short clips.
Oh
There was one
yeah.
short clip that showed. I'm gonna put this in air quotes. Faustian Cross. It was because I was looking at the comments afterward because I didn't think it was.
Hmm.
I don't know if maybe I'll send you the link. I don't know if you want to put it up or populate it. Um,
I probably have
but
it
it
already.
was it looked like from what somebody said in the comments, it looked like a small monkey that was in a cross that had the center of it where the monkey was like a glass part and it said don't break glass or something like that.
Hmm.
And then apparently on both sides of the horizontal section of the cross, it was the damn it, I'm gonna look it up, but it was King Solomon's some 79th seal thing or whatever to trap an entity or something like that. So that was the whole point of don't break the glass kind of thing. But that was it. It was a short clip. There was not much with it. I didn't see anything else related to that. Yes, there you go. That's the one. That's what you came across then too?
Yeah, I mean it's
Okay.
kind of like the it's kind of limited, but I mean it's the same kind of legend. The thing I was
Okay.
trying to figure out was whether
Yeah, this is the
like
one that and it let me see if I can find that.
because I thought there were maybe like multiple.
Mm. Because from that one you just showed with that monkey, apparently like from what I saw in the comments, somebody was saying, "Oh, this is an artist that did this, I guess, as a representation." So that's most likely is definitely not the actual one. If there is an actual, because that's another thing. I don't even know if there is one.
But that's
Actually,
crazy
would
though. But why? But even
uh,
if it's like a fraud or
mhm.
it's just not real or anything like that, but why would you go through the trouble of like putting those seals on the side of it, or to give
Well,
it that
like I
dramatic
said, I
effect?
from what I hold on from what I saw, I'm gonna look at the comment again. We literally don't know, bro. Okay. Oh, actually, I want to I want to throw this in there. There's one of the comments I loved was break it open, Fauci appears. Fauci. I thought that was funny as hell. Anyway, where's the Jacob Peterson seems to be the art. Okay, there you go. So apparently this Jacob Peterson Kuriyamaria, I'm butchering that name. Seems to be the artist who created the cross. He makes props, creatures, and art animation super sculpty in one of the materials he lists for construction. So apparently, from what I get from that is this is an artist, a sculptor kind of thing, and from what it looks like, I think he was just trying to do I guess an accurate representation or his interpretation of what it is or what it might be. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from that. But again, that's the only video I saw about this. Is what, friggin' 30 seconds?
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
one of those
I don't
YouTube.
know. Yeah, I don't know how your research was going with this, but it was tough to find anything on the cross itself.
I mean, it all stems back to the whole story about Faust or Faustus, whichever interpretation you're looking at.
Yeah,
But it
what's
all
his full
comes
name?
from
It
the
was like
same.
it was like Dr. Jordan no, Johann something Faust.
But it all changes,
From what I
it-
well,
you know.
well that was if I hope I didn't mix it up. Apparently he had a different name, I think, before he became known as Faust. I think that's what they're saying. I might be mixing up with there was one video they brought up like three different people that have similarities into like the Western idea of the Faustian bargain,
Mhm.
and there was a few other guys. I don't know if I might be mixing up with him. So honestly, like I was thinking maybe another time we could do this, but I think it would have been cool to do like reaction videos to some of those because they had there was just so much information in there. Like to try to like, regurgitate it now, it's like, without reviewing it. But anyway,
Oh no, I
go ahead.
can, we can definitely pull up that video, but I think it all, from my research, it all kind of comes back down to this alchemist around the
Mm,
1200s, 1300s,
okay.
who apparently, I mean, it's all the same thing. It's, to basically sum it all up, is making a deal with the devil. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep. Yep.
so this one alchemist, he wants to, he wants to know everything. He wants supreme knowledge and stuff like that. He wants the knowledge of the gods.
And that alchemist you're referring to as Faust himself, or some?
No, no, that's who it, he might have been called that, but
Okay. Okay.
that's who this figure is based on, like all these stories, you know,
Gotcha. See, that's the thing with it. It's like it's so there's no like I don't know how to put it. Like it's hard to
there's no
find the
definitive
actual.
origin.
Yeah, it's almost like now I'm thinking it's almost like a comic book. They're always like rebooting it, right, and
Right,
changing
right,
things up.
right.
The
It's
origin story. So it's like it's just it's similar with this. Like there's different pieces of information and it's slightly changed. It's almost like how legends are built or fairy tales or
oh
the
yeah, it's definitely an
stories or
urban
something like
legend.
that. So
It's definitely an urban
yeah.
legend at this point. But the core message stays the same. This guy
Yep.
makes a pact, one of the demons, on behalf of the devil. He gives
I think
him
the one
oh god,
name that came up there was like three names: the devil, Satan, and then uh Mal
Mephistopheles.
yes, Mephistopheles or Mephisto was
Yeah,
another, I guess, like the shorter name of it.
that was
So
in
it's
that was the guy that made Nosferatu, F.W. Murnau. He did a Dr. Faust movie as
hmm,
well, which was I think
um,
I think it was based on I think that one was based on The Alchemist. I forget, but
hmm,
it's pretty interesting. It's interesting shit, but the same message, like I'm saying, is the same. Like you have Mephistopheles, he
mhm.
wants to bring him a deal. It's 24 years, and the 24
Yes,
years
that's
is
that's what
supposed
we
to
had.
represent the 24 hours in
24
the
hours
day.
in a day. Yep.
Right.
All right, so we okay, because so we're getting some
Yeah,
consistency.
no, it's like it's all the same. That's why, I started
Yeah,
I read a few and then I'm like, okay, this is all the same. This is all the same message.
yeah.
It's
So
just slightly different. They have different professions or the name is slightly changed, but it's the
yeah.
same. It's the same story, and it might have been.
So it
It
could
might
be
have been older
it
than
could
that.
be okay. So it could be similar to like the whole Santa Claus thing. Like
Right.
again, how ideas and legends and stories usually change over time.
Of course.
Comic book, so that whole thing. So it's I at the end of the day, what we definitely can take away is there's a lesson to learn in there. Whether you don't have to believe the story, and that was the whole point of, if I remember correctly, like stories and legends just in general, especially throughout all of history and human history. Like people told stories not really or only for entertainment, but because there was something to learn from it. There's a lesson there. It's gonna benefit you. Like that's usually what it's for. So regardless if even if you believe in that whole thing, just the story itself, and the lessons that come of it. And what I came across, the different like there's like three other people in history that were talking. So maybe again, from what it sounded like, they sounded like all different people, or like we were saying, it could be the same person, just a different name and a slight variation here and there.
I think
Um,
I think the person in itself is irrelevant. Like Dr.
mm,
Faust or the alchemist Faust or Faustus, whatever you want to say.
yeah,
It could be anybody. Which
yeah,
kind which makes it, I think, that much more I wouldn't say scary, but just like unsettling.
mm.
Like
Well,
this.
because it's, I think I don't know if you're going here, but for me, it's like it's thinking of like when we hear about a mass shooter or something, or somebody that did something horrendous, and it's almost comical at this point. Whenever they interview somebody who knew them, a neighbor, whatever, like, oh, they were the nicest person. And it's like, yeah, this is the world we live. You really don't know anyone. You think you know them, you really don't know. You don't know what they're capable of, especially in regards to evil, because we see that. We also see, the good in people as well and humans, but it's I think it goes back to like what I was saying before, that duality, the it's overall life when you look at it, it's almost like a battle between good and evil. It's when you
Oh
when you
yeah,
just
definitely.
simply just look at it in every aspect, so it's yeah. And I don't know, there's a few things like the crazier part with that, I guess, to tie in. What do we got? 10 minutes? Okay. Thought it was two. Um, is like what I came across with the music industry.
Hmm.
And I had dove into this years ago with another friend of mine. I don't know, which reminds me. He lives in Japan now for the last 7 years. He would have been great to I mean, he loves like diving. I remember like we dive into stuff and he's just like, yeah, into it. And I'm like fearful and like shaking, like, yo, I'm down. I want to learn about this, but like not right now. But he was like, yeah, yeah, we're gonna learn more. So it's very interesting because again, some people um honestly, I just saw a video of freaking YouTube and left the Instagram and left a comment on it. It was, I don't know if you came across these, but it's hood clips or something like that. Friggin' this young woman getting shot up by three cartel guys because apparently she snitched. And again, I'm just scrolling through Instagram and I'm like, that came up and like, and somebody left a comment. They're like, what the hell? Why is this on my feed? And I said that I was like, honestly, I think it's the algorithm. I think I might have saved it as like a crazy video and then it just populated. But then I left another comment like, unfortunately, this is the facts of life. This is part of life for some people. That person obviously is no longer here, and it was right in front of her kid and her mom. But like this is the reality of life that a lot of people don't want to think about or consider. Like
So
especially
so
you
let
and
me
I
ask
living
you.
here in the
So
U.S. There's so much censorship. Like we look at war, like yeah, we're gonna go kill. No, it's bloody, it's dirty, it's evil. Like we don't really see. We're cushioned and kind of protected from what life potentially is like and can be, and it happens all the time, all over the world. Go ahead.
so so with that being said, you're saying that if these people were approached by a representative of the devil and given an opportunity to change things, would they do it? That's what you're trying to say? Or
Well, we see it all the time. All the time and even if again nobody wants to believe the stories of these different people, we can look into recent times. Again, the biggest one we probably see this in a lot of places is the music industry. And there's countless video
oh yeah,
like
there's a
Katy
lot. There's
Perry,
a
so
lot of that.
so many
A lot
rappers.
of
They
Illuminati.
joke about it, they make songs about it, and they're rock and roll, all genres. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I get it. But like, I guess the simple way to look at it is, just sit back and think, okay, first, so why would they be doing these things, or why would they be saying these things, especially out loud? Like, even if they don't believe in it, why? Just simply why? Like, it's weird. Are you trying to be controversial? Okay, I could see that as an option. Are you trying to be controversial, which is then it gonna, because which is going to help generate money because people are going to be talking about you. Because what's that old phrase like? Any news about you, good or bad, is good because you're getting known, right? You're notorious. You're getting heard of, so it's
Any
gonna build
publicity
your
is good
brand.
publicity.
There you go. So
Yeah.
it could be that. It could be like for me, Katy Perry is an interesting story because I don't know if you know a little bit background about her. She grew up in a Christian home, Christian
Mhm.
parents, was a gospel singer for a bit. And there's one interview years ago where she was talking, she wanted to be, I don't know who that was. I guess a well-known Christian singer, like more affluent, making more money, but
Mhm.
she couldn't get there. And then she jokingly like, yeah, and then I made a deal with the devil. See, so we can eliminate everybody else
Very,
from
very
the
Faustian.
equation. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna speak on her more than anything. Again, being a Christian myself, and God talks about this like he'd rather that what he hates more than anything is someone who knows him and is following him and then turns away from him. That's like the biggest spit in the face to him more than anything. And I forget which verse it is, but he says he it would have been better had you not known of me than to know me and turn away. Like that's the biggest disrespect. And honestly, when you look at like with the devil and how he does stuff, he everything he does, he's the great deceiver. He's here to seek, kill, and destroy. He- and you can see that literally through. So even if you don't believe in the Bible or Scripture or anything, just the story of the Faustian deal and bargain. What do they do, or what does this entity do? Right? He says, yeah, I'm going to give you what you want, and in turn, they're going to die essentially. And then when they die, they don't just die; they're going to be pretty much dragged to hell and tortured for all eternity. So that's the lesson there. It's like there's more to that. And there was one video that was interesting that brought up like
But check it out.
yeah,
See
go
with
ahead.
those celebrities, do they just feel that like, this is all bullshit,
Well,
nothing's
that's what I'm trying to
talking to
say.
me.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to like go through the why, like in every aspect of the why. Like why are they doing it? Again, is it in a joking way? Is it just for publicity, whether it's good or bad? 'Cause if we look specifically at Katy Perry, I'm sure she had a Christian following when she first started. Well, now she's slapping everybody in the face, which ties into the Faucian bargain. At the third, remember, I don't know if you came across it. There's three different tasks or things that you have to do in order to get what you're asking for. I
What
forget.
like like the
There's
devil at the
one's a,
crossroads or some shit?
something like that. There was, damn, I forgot the breakdown. There was one with something with signing a contract in your blood or some kind of blood oath, and then there was I think sacrifice, which might be blood oath as well. And then the third one was to turn to pretty much disrespect and turn believers away from God or something like that. Uh, so and they brought up the one video I watched, I think the second to last one I watched was talking about the baby, the rapper.
Yeah.
I didn't know I heard of him before. I didn't really pay much attention, but what came up in that video, which I didn't know either, was I think was it South North Carolina, I think is where he grew up. So he grew up in it's the Bible Belt. He grew up in I don't know if he grew up in a Christian home. I don't know if they mentioned that,
If
but
you're
apparently
black and
he's
from the South, you grew up in a Christian home.
all right. There you go. Confirmed. Necro confirmed. Uh, but apparently he started off as Baby Jesus or something. That was his name. So I didn't know that. And I was like, that's weird. But and then also the baby was like it was a reference to that. And then it started talking about all the different albums he did. And then it went into so bad with the whole numerology thing
Uh,
and different dates, the death of his father, when his album came out. Like I'll try to I'll surprise. I don't know if you came across this video, but it like went in deep and it was really interesting because there was a part I wanted to bring up to you because it talked about Necro and how Necro was I forget what kind of number it was. So I want to kind of throw that at you, being that
if that shit is
Necro.
119, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm gonna send you the video and you can look at it after. Nothing against you, nothing against the name. It's just
Oh
this is
yeah.
another thing. This is another thing. So I don't I don't really want to tie it into here, but like looking at like Freemasonry and stuff, like they're all about numerology. And a lot of these
Everything's connected
secret
with them.
secret
Everything's connected.
organizations and things like that, they're very big into numerology. So going back to the Faucian deal, or whether you believe in God or the devil or not, the fact still remains you might not believe in it, but there are people that do. So that's where it's it's an interesting I don't know, this is an interesting aspect of just life and human beings in general. Like I can even tie this into like with people with
Got less than a minute.
significant yeah okay like significant illnesses and stuff. And there was a thing I saw the other day, placebo effect, that this guy had a really bad cancer. years ago, I don't know, 60s, saying the doctor was like, you got like, I don't know, 2 weeks to live, let's say. And the guy's like, give me whatever. Like, what's the best thing out there? Give me it. I'm gonna take it. And the doctor's like, there's nothing that's gonna help you. Like, you're too far gone. Like, you don't have long. And then apparently this new thing came out. No, no, no. That didn't come out. He's like, all right, this is the best thing I got, but it's really not gonna help you at all. And apparently gave him it, and within, I don't know, a few days, everything was gone. And but the doctor didn't tell him this, but the doctor's like, that's crazy. He's thinking to himself, this is crazy because
There you go. All right, we're back.
but yeah, essentially he had given him a placebo. So when the doctor saw him a few days later, like he was in shock and surprise, like how the hell did his cancer go away? And and I forgot what happened a little bit later. Oh, there was studies that came out about that medication, and it was like the reviews and stuff. And they were saying, these experts were saying, oh, there's all these side effects, there's a lot of problems, it actually doesn't really work. And then that guy's symptoms all came back. The cancer came back, it was worse. And he came back to the doctor, same thing again, like, can you help me do something? He's like, there's really nothing I can do. There's like nothing out there. Like that was the best thing. And he said, don't really listen to them. It's fine. And a new thing came out, and he's like, okay, here, take this. But he
He
didn't
was
give
he
it to
was
him. He
just
gave
he
him,
was trying to bargain with the doctor.
I guess I'm not even looking at it that way, but yeah, in a way.
Okay.
But then he took that, even though he's like, this is not going to help you, but fine. But he gave him placebo. Again, it wasn't the actual thing. And then his health was tremendous. It all went away again. And then it came out that there was something wrong with that medication. And soon after, the guy died. The crazy thing with that is that was the guy's mind that literally helped him. And there's studies on placebos, right? I don't know if you looked into that. I don't know any of them by heart, but
Yeah, but
placebos are
it's not
very
like you could
powerful.
think yourself out of poverty. I
No, no,
can't.
no, no. Oh, well, that's a different thing. But I'm talking anything related to mind and body. Like we really don't understand or know how powerful our minds are. Like we can literally do so. Now,
Oh, of
yes, that doesn't
course.
mean I'm not talking about like, yeah, I'm gonna be. Listen, I identify my pronouns are wealthy. Give me my money. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay. I saw something. Oh, I saw something the other day. Somebody commented, I am trans financial. That means I'm rich. So I'm gonna go to the bank and say I'm trans financial. Give me my money.
Get a couple of
Listen,
transactions.
mm, girl with the headshot.
Oh man.
Good. Listen, I'm sorry for the community. Listen, you guys want to be talked about all the time. So what did we say before? Well, any publicity is good publicity, right? There you go.
I'm not touching that animal. I'm not.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot pole anyway.
Uh, I I don't know what to say anymore. I've had videos pulled off of TikTok, and I was
Oh, TikTok is
this is all right. Sidetrack. So yeah, so I made this one video.
mm,
It was about it was in support of this disabled woman, you
okay.
know, and I was talking about the guy that made the video off of her, and somehow I became the bad guy.
Was he a trans or some kind of
No,
person?
he wasn't. He was. It was like he was making fun of her. So I came
Okay.
to defense,
You were you were clapping back at him for doing that.
and my video gets taken down.
Hmm. But it had nothing related to the I thought it was
I
something LGBTQIA play,
Nah, man.
whatever related.
I mean,
Yo, you know
was-
what's funny? That reminds me of the who was it on Xbox or whatever?
mhm.
Or Instagram, right? Or on YouTube. You had another you told me, I don't know if we talked about it on a podcast, but like years ago, somebody was coming after your boy, and then like you went after him
Oh yeah, and
and roasted him. That was
that was
Instagram. Where was that?
that was Instagram.
Yeah, and you started like he came after your boy. He was saying some. crazy stuff,
the,
and then
the
yup, you're
whole
like,
world came for us,
mm,
and the world got roasted and burned. You
and they
know,
didn't like that.
and it's not how like the way we grew up, where like
Mm-mm.
you take your punches, you lick
Yep,
your wounds, you come
you keep
back.
going. Yeah,
Now
so
it's like, oh, go ahead.
that ties into with this generation, what we're producing now. Like everybody's a bunch of pussies, a bunch of bitches. Like you said the right thing. Like you can't.
It's not even that, and it's like I can't even be comical with it anymore because it's sad at
Oh
this
well,
because
yeah, that
you can't have regular discourse with people without
no
somebody,
getting
and
offended.
it's like it's not necessarily the group or the person that'll get offended. It's
Oh,
somebody
that's oh my
that
God,
doesn't belong
yes.
to that group that gets
Mm-hmm.
offended.
It's somebody completely outside of it. They're getting, I think they're calling it secondhand offensiveness or whatever,
It's
secondhand
ridiculous.
trauma.
Whatever sick jargon you want to use, it
Yeah.
doesn't it doesn't matter. It's just it's to the point now where it's like we can't be adults, human beings, and just
Nope.
conversate, have a discourse, have a discussion.
No,
Maybe
everybody's an immature. It's a child. That's the best way to look at it is
it really
they
is.
just lash out and like, are
It's
you
another
done?
distraction. It's another distraction
Oh
taking
yeah.
away from like things that are really important. You know what I'm saying?
Or just real life, just life itself.
Forgive me. I'm sorry, but your feelings aren't important to me. Most people aren't. You
It's
know,
most of life for most people.
you know.
Sorry to say, it's sad to say, but it's like the end when we really look at anything in our lives, like who do we at the end of the day, who's gonna take care of us? Us.
Yeah.
Like when it really comes down to it, again, you have choices and decisions to make. Now we can go into the whole like women and what's that? Was it Dave Chappelle, or whatever?
Oh,
Somebody talked about it.
what
Women and
women,
children get
children, love,
unconditional
unconditional
love,
love.
and men get nothing.
Nah, we only get love based on what we can provide,
Yes.
and
So,
it's a hard bit of truth, but I think like we all like most men understand that. Like
yep.
my value only comes with how much bacon I can bring into the house. You
Yep.
know, that's basically it. But women and children, especially in this country, man, have no fault. And I'm not saying
Yep.
children should have fault. No, but
No, exactly. But this is the thing about that. Like, we can't even anyone outside of this right now, listening or watching this, they're looking at that like, oh, look at these toxic males. It's like that's not what. Ah, like that. That's the
and
thing. Like,
even stuff like that, stuff like I can't even regurgitate shit like that because that doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm
but
saying? Sure,
it's
sure. There's a couple
it's
of assholes,
there always
that are
is,
guys, of course.
even in their own community. That's not. I don't want to bring this up, but we're here. Those that gay couple in whatever it was, Georgia or something like that, that adopted two kids that were autistic. This came out like a few weeks ago. I posted on my Instagram story that were not only sexually abusing the kids, but also they were pimping them out to people in the area.
Yeah, that's
It
they
didn't get covered by
can't
mainstream media.
can't get more toxic
And
than that.
and the crazy part is they were like the poster couple like years in 2017 or whatever. And like 2015, the one guy, the one spouse was like charged with some kind of he was a sex offender. Let's put it that plain and simple. So I don't even know how years later they were able to adopt with him having that.
The
Anyway,
system,
I think
listen, the system's fucked, but that's another story for another time.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the problem with this, like you and I just even talking about this, I'm not cautious or worried or whatever. Like it's a pain. You know what's really funny though with this?
Hmm.
Like what you just brought up, what you're doing on TikTok, the other thing you dealt with on Instagram. You know the manly thing to do. We're looking at the binary, the male and female. The manly thing to do is exactly what you did. Like you took those punches. Like it sucked. We can all agree that sucked. What happened to you? Like I think you said you were banned or something for for
I was
for.
banned for an entire year off of
So,
Instagram.
and
That one account.
I went through something similar with Instagram for 8 months. So I know
Hmm.
the feeling. And look where are we right now? What's up, guys? We're here.
I'm
Nyeckro
back.
Crobo.
You know.
Like, but that's that is part of the masculine man energy is that. Yeah, all right, we got beat up, we got kicked down, we got pushed over, but we're back. We went, it sucked. We went through it. We dealt with it. Do we want to deal with that again? No.
And
Honestly,
we made no deals to get there.
mm.
No deals.
And
See that?
on
See
top of
that?
that,
We got off track. I'm bringing us back.
we're always coming back. On top of that, what I'm gonna add to that, all that is, I think we came back better than before. And that's also, we look throughout history. That's a lesson in life. You Rocky is probably one of the greatest, movies for overcoming in that. Like, he's this nothing nobody getting beat up, and it's not a what's that friggin' line? It's not about how hard you can get hit,
Wait,
how
hold on,
hard you hit. It's
hold
about
on, hold
how hard you get hit and get back up. So is that constant? It's the manly thing to do.
it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about getting up. That's how winning
But
is
no,
done.
damn, he went. Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. But no, that's like damn, this is why I don't even want to go into it. But long story short, this is why there's so many differences between men and women, male and female. There are only two genders. I'm gonna end that there. Let's get back on track, damn it.
All right.
Enough, enough, enough. We gave enough time to these assholes.
So like we're saying, man, like personally,
I love you. I love you. I just want to say, I love everybody. We just got to be able to call out what it is. You're assholes, and you want to hold us accountable for our words. Well, I'm gonna do the same for your words and actions. That's it.
this
Anyway, go
guy.
ahead.
I'm gonna be sure to edit that.
Got the whole
uh,
clip.
uh, but yeah, man, bringing everything back, man. It all stems down to
Mm,
choices that we make. You could like how valuable is a Mercedes, is a Benz,
mm.
is being Instagram, TikTok famous, worth your soul, which
Wealthy.
ultimate wealthy, famous and
All the
everybody
pleasures
knows your
and
name.
all the
The worldly
pleasures and
pleasures.
lusts of life. Yep.
How much is that shit worth over your soul? You
Well,
know,
I think I forget the friggin' verse, but I think the tying what you're saying and kind of bring it all together. The verse where God talks about, it's like, you know, I'm gonna freaking kill it.
what a man profiteth if he loseth his soul or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I'm killing. I just saw it before too, but yeah, that ties it all. But it's like, what is your soul worth? Essentially, is the summary of it compared to everything else? Nothing. Like, and that was another thing that came up in the theme of the Faustian bargain was like a lot all these people who did the bargain with the devil or whatever, they saw those worldly things and whatever they were going to gain as more valuable than their soul. Well, let's look at it in the at the interesting word to use here, devil's advocate perspective of the devil or demon it's himself. Well, clearly they think your soul is more valuable than literally whatever they're going to give you. Because when you looked at, I don't know if you saw in the research, like they didn't just give them like one kind of benefit. It was like a platitude of them. Because like some would be wealth, or with Faustian, he was like he went into like the mystic arts and stuff. Apparently, from one of them, like he was claiming to do, excuse me, the same miracles as Jesus, and then more. He apparently, I don't know if you came across one. He had a dog, I think, with him that could
Oh yeah,
um
yeah, the dog.
he
What the
had a dog
dog
that
do?
could what's it called, transform into a servant at will. So there was a few things like that came up.
That's
But
double
again,
fucked up for a dog, though.
well,
I mean, you're already the
it's
guy's
like a
best
familiar.
friend.
It's like, hey,
But
now you gotta serve me.
now, on top of that, I got to be a servant too.
You know, it's funny because it's like this. This is how Faust just brought it up. He's like, hey, So you're my best friend, right? Yes. You love me, right? All right, cool. I need you to serve me too. And I was like, "Oh," and then I love you too, but
That
damn,
don't sound right.
you're missing me. Um,
My bad.
but no, honestly, like, I think the lesson here, like, I don't know how you want to break it down, but it's like if you want to look at it in a religious aspect or spiritual aspect or just worldly aspect, like literally and honestly, what is your soul worth? It should be nothing compared to anything else. It should be nothing because, and I'll tie that in with like just the the little bit of things we went through, like um, what makes you who you are. I think we talked about this on other podcasts, but like I'll just speak for myself. Personal anecdotal experiences, like everything I've been through in my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the crazy, the evil, whatever the hell it was, it made me who I am now. So had none of that, had I not gone through any of that stuff, I wouldn't be who and where I am now. And then also the path to where I'm going to be going. But if I was given everything and that whole silver spoon and we have those lessons in life too, right? What happens with the kids that are born with a silver spoon in their mouth? They're wealthy, they have everything. And this is not all of them. But if the parents and this is where we can tie into like just parenting and stuff, the parents need to instill good things and values into them. If they don't, well, that's this they turn into selfish assholes that are spoiled. And I think the world's their oyster in the sense of I can do whatever the hell I want. And not the phrase of the world's an oyster in the sense like you can dream up and do whatever you want, not just be the authoritarian asshole, rich dick, whatever you want to call it. So I think that there's a lot of lessons in that. So again, whether you believe in religion or not, it's that theme. Like we are saying, at the end of the day, this is it's a story. Even if we can't prove it, it's a story that if look at what we're doing. We're doing a podcast on it, like, and we're breaking it down on different things. That's how stories are meant. Like some are, even the ones that are for entertainment, there's still an underlying deeper message that's always there. We could just talk about almost all films. You look at Disney and fairy tales in general. There's usually it's the Jordan Peterson covers it with like the hero archetype. The hero archetype, like that's like our go-to
You do want
type
Jordan.
of story. What happened?
You do want Jordan Peterson.
That's my guy. But it's that hero.
Just want to say, man, man,
Hermit, Hermit.
it gets such a bad rap. I mean, I know I'm crying.
He's not wrong.
I'm just, I eat steak, beef all the
Mm.
time. It makes
Let me
me
get some of that.
sad. Oh man,
Let me
Jordan.
get the meat, beef.
He certainly isn't number 23, is he?
Oh, it's that hero archetype. Like that's what we almost all of our movies. It's that triumphant. It's the one, the good guy who's getting beat up or girl, whatever. The protagonist who's starting at a lowly place and they have to go and beat Goliath, if you will. And it's their journey. And that's what we eat that stuff up. We eat it up. That's what we
All right. I think we reached the point where
no return.
nah, man. Like I think we could talk about like which celebrities and stuff that are probably
Ooh, okay. I
are
mean, I touched on it a
probably
bit, but yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
down.
Let's
Well,
uh
and
let's do a
so
little top
can we,
10.
if we could do like a segue into that, this is what I was trying to say earlier, where you can look at it and consider it as a legend, a theory, a story, blah blah blah. It gets all changed. But now I think we can bring it into reality and real world and recent too, because there's throughout history, there's been a bunch of, especially musicians, celebrities as well, but the music industry is a big one with it. Like I heard this for years through the music industry. So, but yeah, top 10.
Let's see.
You going first, or are we gonna do one at a time?
I'm trying to pull one up. Let's see.
I'll just go. I'll go back to Katy Perry because that's the one that's fresh in my mind.
All right, we did that one. All right, I got one for you. Robert Johnson.
Okay. Wait, who?
Robert Johnson.
Uh, Rick Johnson. Who's that?
Now this is like an updated Faustian tale. All right.
Mm,
Now this guy, he wanted to be the
so more
best
current.
guitarist, right? He wanted to be the best guitarist in the
Oh,
world.
I did come up on that. Oh, was he blues? He did blues too.
Blues,
Okay.
right?
Did he have a brother too? If I came across a video, or was it just another guy that had the same last
Don't
name?
don't remember, not relevant right now.
Okay. Okay.
So he goes to the crossroads, right? You go to the middle of the
Yes.
roads and he buried something, guy shows up in the car. Hey man, you want to be a great guitarist? Yeah, 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 sure. Yeah, you just signed right here, man. There you
Hmm.
go. All right, there you go. All right, now you're good. You're good to go.
Was he the one too? Because if I remember correctly, was he the one where the people that knew, like he left, and then when he came back, like the people that knew him, like he was an okay guitar player. When he came back, he
It was,
was
yeah,
it was
he's
it was a
phenomenal.
180. Yeah.
It's
Was
like,
he the one
yo,
that went to New York? Is that the one that? Because there was, I
um,
forget which one, but there was somebody
this
that
is
said he went to New York and
this is
years
off
later
the
came
top of my
back.
dome. Let me see. This is off the top of
But
my dome.
and essentially everybody was like, long story short, it's almost impossible for you to be able to do that quickly. Is kind of what everybody was saying. When was he? What year was he? Like when did it come out? That was like 60s, I think, or
Yeah,
50s. Okay.
no, no,
So
he died. Yeah, 60s.
well, not when he died, just when that whole like when he blew up, essentially.
Oh, that was like early. That was like
Okay.
20s, 20s,
Oh,
30s.
wow. Okay.
But that's another one. You have, let's see, who else we got? We got,
I
oh yeah,
mentioned the baby already.
he's always up there. Okay,
Who's
got
that?
that one. Um,
Elvis. I think Elvis was one that doesn't he have a song about it too? There's a lot of that's the other thing. There's a lot of again with music, it's in movies, sometimes they play in fiction and just ideas.
oh,
But honestly,
another
what?
good one, Beyonce.
I think I did hear about that one. Oh, wait,
Beyonce,
didn't
the whole Sasha Fierce thing, she
her other personality or something, right?
she says she gets possessed by this entity.
Mm,
She
yes,
calls it
that's
exactly that.
no. I remember I saw some of those videos where she's like, oh, normally I'm timid and shy, and once Sasha comes out, what? Like
And
it's two
and
different
if you
people.
think about it, right? Not to cut you off, if you think about
No,
it,
no,
like
no, no, no. I was
her
done.
sudden rise to fame, like out of nowhere,
Mm,
like from Destiny's Child, was just it was crazy. It was like, and me personally, I might be in the
yeah.
minority, but I don't think she was the hottest one. Kelly
Mm.
Rowland is, you
Well, that
know.
I was about to ask you about it because I remember Destiny's Child was big, but I was just simply going to ask you because I don't remember what happened to the rest of them. But it's like, yeah, they just faded out and she just shot through like to the moon.
The other one, I forget the other one. I think her name was Michelle or something like that. But she kind of faded away. But Kelly Rowland kind of stayed relevant, but she
She
didn't
didn't she
sell
didn't
sell her soul to say,
yeah,
soul to
or
say.
and she didn't shoot through the stratosphere. She kind of just maintained where she was in a way.
But she
Interesting.
still made good music and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
not on some like weird Beyonce level. Her stuff is always this like weird,
Mm.
paganistic, um,
Well, the music
old
videos and
god sort of
well,
shit.
but that's what I'm trying to say. Like this is where it's like again, the Faustian bargain, all that stuff that, oh, that was so ancient. And like, again, people talk about the Bible, oh, that's freaking ancient stuff. There's stuff that's it's relevant today. Like this is just it's a timeless thing that happens. But what you're pointing out right now, if you just simply observe it, it's weird. Again, why are they singing about that stuff? Why are they showing that? Like what is the infatuation, I guess, if you will, with it? Like
I
it's
guess
not simply,
I
I
guess
would
to
say
get
it's
more
not
people.
simply,
It's like
what's that?
maybe it's like a recruitment technique,
Honestly, no.
like the
Well,
army
well,
does.
well, there's a little, what did I
Remember the army in the early 2000s when they used to play that Godsmack, and it used to be like,
mm,
oh yeah, man, yeah,
yeah, excited.
yeah, man, I'm gonna go sign up and get shot in the face. They're
Be
playing
all you can be
Godsmack.
in the army. No, yeah, I was gonna touch on that. So listen, a lot of people might get annoyed by me bringing up all this religious stuff, but well, let's go back to music. And in the Bible, God, everything that was created that we know, God created, and He said it was good. Music was created by God. It was good. There's a lot of worship in the Christian community, if you will. And there's singing, but there's also instrumental stuff. Like these are different forms of worship. Prayer is a form of worship, singing, I don't know if
Well, there's
dancing
actors
really.
too now that have
What
been that have allegedly sold their soul.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there was an interesting video I saw that I think ties into this, and we could bring up like actors as well, where the guy was saying, and I was just thinking like, even more like just many different kind of contracts we make. But he said like the music industry in a way is like a symbolic to a Faustian bargain, because you have to sign your name, and then you have to you are a representative of that entity, if you will. Like, yeah, play on words. They call themselves actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they actually do call themselves entities sometimes. So we're not talking about the spiritual entities, but or other worldly beings, but they like a big corporation when that usually calls themselves an entity.
Well, apparently the English
Maybe
language.
there's something with that.
I saw
What's that?
something recently. The English language is basically a play on certain spells. That's why they
Mm.
call it spelling.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I came across that the other day. This the whole why do you think it's called spelling? And I was like, whoa. But
and, and it's a lot of things that like they say like words have power. There's
oh
vibration and shit. Like there's a lot of
oh,
things
there's
that
frequency, the vibration, tone, all of that stuff. And honestly, I'm gonna bring this back to God and religion. Because I've dove into stuff like this as well, where like if we go back to, was it Book of John, I think it was, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. I've thought about this a lot. Words are powerful. I don't think just in the sense of me saying words are powerful. No, there's literal, figurative, spiritual. There's so many forms of power in words. And I'm gonna break that down even more, and I'll try to summarize it. I know something go a little long, but in the sense of this, again, just put yourself in this situation. You don't have to believe in God, but this is how what Christians believe in stuff. So God is existing. He's the only thing in existence, and then he speaks literally all of existence into existence. So, when we talk about in Genesis, he creates everything. He creates the earth and then the animals and they and he all of those things. He doesn't just like go like this. He doesn't do it says nothing about anything physical. He literally speaks words and it brings it into existence. So for me, yeah, 100% words are powerful. And we can look at just the different types of words. And there was I think I sent you this. I don't know if I did. There was someone I saw on Instagram like a month ago. It was a Japanese scientist that was looking into, excuse me, words and their frequencies to see if he did like different tests. Like one was with water, and he would say like an encouraging word or a good word, if you will. And I think he did it with, I think he recorded it, and then there was ones also he did with like with the water freezing, with the word and the vibration of the words and the frequency hitting the water, and distortion and disruption of the water, and what it looked like when something, let's say we can say life-giving words or good words in and then the opposite with like destructive or discouraging words, and like just like the good words or the life-giving words, like you saw it created, especially the what the it's not a whatever, when water freezes, and also the ripples on the water, like it was in symmetry, it looked beautiful aesthetically, it was like very intricate and amazing. And when you looked at the reverse, the evil or destructive words, like it was just all over the place. Like the water just looked disrupted. It didn't look aesthetically pleasing. It looked like chaos, essentially, if you will. I thought that was very interesting, just with that. And then tying in with words, like we talked about this before, it's easy to destroy something. I remember which podcast we talked about it. Very easy to destroy. You just show up and it's done. When anything good, it takes time. So there's like God calls us to be encouraging to one another. If you just look at this world, what are we really good at as human beings? We're really good at breaking people down, discouraging, oh, you suck, you're horrible, even in a joking way. But there's been things about that too. Like even you shouldn't say things even in a joking way, even if it's not true, because there's meaning and power behind that. It's almost like planting a seed. Like God talks about that too. Like you're planting a seed subconsciously, maybe consciously, it's oh yeah, whatever, it doesn't affect me. But subconsciously, especially I would argue at our weakest moments, like when you're going through a depression or whatever, what do you start thinking about? You're not thinking good thoughts and happy thoughts, just in your own mind. Then what if you start remembering all the, oh, this person said that and this person did that? You're just compounding that negativity. It's destructive in that and debilitating in that way. So yeah, I would argue, I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but words have a lot more power, I would argue, than we realize, for
I
sure.
I would agree. All right, let's get back on track with the
Bring it.
last three. I think
Liberty.
we got 7 minutes. I think we could do this.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
All right.
Oh, there's one. I don't know if you there was a whole thing I saw with Michael Jackson. I don't know if you
Yeah,
that came
put
up
them
on your
down.
list.
Quick
There
blurb.
was
We'll do
so
two more.
oh, damn, which there was a song and music video he did. And I forget. I don't. I'm gonna have to ask my boy in Germany, Japan. He's the one that told me about this years ago. I tried looking it up on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there or where he found it, but like it wasn't Thriller. What was? Damn it! There was another
We'll
song.
come
I
back
can't
to it.
remember it right now.
We'll come
Yeah,
back to it.
but like it broke down like the different dance moves he did, the color symmetry, and this and like he was essentially trying to break out of the like Illuminati or Messianic like hold that they had on him. Like he was trying to be like, no, like I'm done.
Yeah.
And well, I don't want to get into the whole thing with him, but look what happened. There's another thing too, is a lot of these people that
Let's
oh,
finish
okay,
the
okay,
list.
go,
Yeah,
go, go.
because we only got a few more minutes, man. We're
All
wrapping
right,
up.
all right.
All right. So we got Bjork. You familiar with Bjork?
Bjork. Why do I know that
Icelandic
name?
singer. Apparently, she was raised by a witch,
Hmm.
and she did all her mother did all these rituals to ensure her success.
Hmm.
As you, I mean, I, I'm pretty sure you heard one or two of her songs, but I still
Most
love her.
likely. That's what I feel like I know that name. That's
John
starting to remind
Lennon.
me of John Wayne. Okay, yeah.
John
Was it
Lennon.
Dancing with the Devil or whatever? Oh, yes, I heard he was a Luciferian, I think, or something from what I heard. Like I came across that recently, like different things about yeah, he's into a lot of occult stuff and even the song, yeah. So that one I heard came across before.
Apparently, um, this
Oh,
guy,
Nicki Minaj. I think was it Nicki Minaj? Who's the one that has the song Roman, whatever?
Nicki Minaj.
So did you see that interview? Similar to Beyonce, like, oh yeah, this Roman comes out and just like takes over her. She says something similar to like Beyonce in that sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got
Um, I think we could do one more. One more. We got this one was kind of interesting to me. Stevie Nicks. But apparently she's rumored to be, well, she was involved with witchcraft and
Hmm.
all this other stuff and things like that. So I guess with that being said, wrapping everything up.
It was sorry, Travis, was it Travis Parker? What the hell's the guy's name? The one in, damn it, he had that concert where like
All those
20
people
people
died.
died. Was that?
All those people died.
Yeah, yeah, because they all got crushed.
I think it was Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, there you go. That's what it was. Like that song he was singing to and the things he was doing. Dude, I don't know if we talked about this. There was people like recorded videos afterwards, like, yeah, they felt the presence there, like an evil presence. Like there was a whole thing with that. What he was saying, how
I
he
believe
didn't
it.
even, and also I think the layout of the standing area or whatever is like a cross, I think it was. Like it was just like there was a lot of symbolism and symmetry that, yeah. Anyway, so
But yeah, I mean, I think with everything boiled down to with this whole episode is that,
oh, shoot.
with only like a couple minutes left, you could take the approach and sell your soul and take the easy way out.
Mm, that's a good way to
And
put it. The easy way. Yep.
and by taking the easy way out comes with an extreme and egregious risk, which is losing your immortal soul.
Hmm.
Now to me, there's nothing, and I'm sure to you, there's nothing in this world that's worth that. You know,
Nope.
we don't know what happens when we die, but why even take that risk? I'm
Exactly.
not I'm not a gambling man like that, but I'd
Yep.
rather stay on the side of caution and not do anything foolish like that. But again, you have people who, like to indulge in, the hedonistic
It's
fruits,
the easy way out. It really
of
is.
life, and
And I would just add, like, I don't know about you, but I feel not only better, like w when you achieve something, like you work your ass off to do it. And I don't know about you, but that's more satisfying than just getting something just because it was dropped in my lap.
of
I don't
course.
know about you. I don't know about anybody listening, but like when you work your ass off for something, you work hard for something, you put your blood, sweat, tears, energy, effort, finance, everything into something. Like I can even argue what we're doing here with this podcast. We haven't made it, and honestly, if we're really honest with ourselves, we're never gonna make it. But we're always gonna improve. That grind. That's what it's about. That's what life is about. It's that growing. You want to cheat? I could do a whole thing about cheating and in different things like exercise and fitness. I remember that's a whole thing I could talk to you about too. Like I hated it. Like all these people taking
Well,
all these supplements. And,
we
yeah.
only got a couple seconds left, so let's just end it like this, man. Um, don't sell your soul.
Yeah.
Uh,
For nothing and nobody. Nothing and nobody.
any plugins, brother John?
If you want some other crazy stuff, I guess just check out my Instagram, DJ underscore Crobo, CROBO underscore.
Love that, man.
I post a lot of crazy stuff.
Check out the
The store?
Instagram. Oh,
Yes.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Okay, okay.
Check out the Instagram, Highsodiumcontent. You can reach us
Yes.
there. Send us anything, videos, whatever. Check me out on TikTok, Nyeckro.
I was gonna say, where are we again? We're on Spotify,
Oh yeah, we're on
iTunes,
all major
YouTube,
platforms and stuff.
platforms. Yeah,
Check us out. Everything will be
like us.
Please
some
like
comments.
us. Don't forget to check out the store.
Yes.
Sodium Syndicate merch.
Yeah.
On Teespring, we will
I got like
provide
30
that
seconds.
in the thing as well. But as always, good people, stay salty, stay weird,
Hell
stay
yeah.
cool, stay all that good shit. We're out.
Stay kept skeptical too.
Oh yeah.
Don't take our word for it. Do your own research. You don't gotta believe us.
That's it.
That's one video that I like. The guy said, he's like, do your own research. You don't have to believe me.
Your own research. and take that
Yeah.
soul.
Take it.
Peace.
Salt can be life or destructive. Ciao.
Good shit.
Alright, y'all. Hope y'all stayed to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Nyeckro DJ Crobo _Crobo_ Highsodiumcontent, all one word. Email us, let us know your questions and concerns at Highsodiumcontent@yahoo.com. Also, don't forget the merch store. We got really cool stuff. We got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, high sodium content merch, all on Teespring/Sodium Syndicate. You can find all that good stuff there. And as always, stay salty, good people. To the next episode. Peace.